hear people on the news, regardless of party, say that we
Mm.
can't afford Social Security, that it is underfunded, it's going to run out of money. What you should ask them is to say, why are you not removing the cap? Or, in fact, to be clear, they've actually trying to remove the cap, but they're moving it up slightly each year. So
Okay.
it used to be 100,000, now it's
Right.
160, but it's taking a long time to get there.
Yeah.
To me, a very nuanced solution would be simple. You would say, okay, we'll keep doing that. So we'll keep, think of it this way. It's going to get more and more. But then what you do is you start at 500,000 above and say, we're going to start taxing you right now. So if you make a million, so you will pay 8%, all the way up to that because you make 500,000. But if
Right.
you only make 200,000, you'll come under the sort of the gradual increase, and we'll eventually get to you. And what that will do is that would make sure that people who are making significant amount of income will really equitably pay into Social Security. And then what that would do is not only immediately bring it to the place where it would be not only fully funded, you could raise the minimum payout to maybe $2,000 a month. So you could lift a lot of our senior citizens out of poverty. And also, they won't need some of these social safety nets
Exactly.
anymore,
Yeah.
which is a true solution. And so, that's a little bit of a teaser because at some point, we're going to have a show that we're going to focus for 1 hour on just Social Security. And we're going to be asking our elected officials, what are you doing
Hmm.
to modify that to where you're not just addressing it to eventually get there, but to really go after the folks that are making over 500,000 to make sure they pay their fair share. This is really not about taking something from them that we shouldn't have. They are here, they're paid an income, and they should pay into Social Security. Why? Because we have senior citizens that need to live in dignity.
Hmm.
And I look at it a little bit differently too. When you look at someone who is a waitress or waiter, because they love that's the hospitality
Yeah.
industry, and you spend your entire life doing that, but you never made enough money. And like my mom was an example, she cared for people in their most vulnerable part of their life. And what society said to that was that we need that role. That's why we pay you to do it. But when you retire, you will live with less dignity than when you were working. That's how I look at that.
Wow.